Do you find it difficult to get other people to do what you need them to do in your team? Do you tend to hold everything in because you just say things like, it's easier if I just do it myself? Well, stick with me, because this week I want to show you how you can give yourself more energy and get more done. Hi, this is Grant Herbert, VUCA Leadership and Sustainable Performance Coach, and today I want to continue our conversation in this area of people leadership by helping you to shift from do to through. I work with people all the time who tell me that they're busy, they don't have time to do the things they need to do, they're overwhelmed. Yet those same people have a team and they're not giving them things to do. They're not delegating effectively. The number one reason for this is a lack of trust. We talked about when we were dealing with our professional leadership. That's where we are getting the results from our own efforts. We talked about our performance. We talked about our productivity. But as we work with other people and we take them on the journey with us, we need a new set of skills to help us to go from getting the results from doing alone to getting our results through other people. To do that, the first thing we need to do is work on those identity issues that are holding us back from doing it. You see, everything that I teach in leadership goes back to that foundation of who you believe you are and who you believe you're not. It goes back to those three universal fears of not being enough, of not belonging, and not being liked or loved. And when, as a leader who is already really busy and logically would simply go, hey, I'll get some other people to help me, when they're faced with that opportunity, they sometimes overlook it because they think, well, if I were to give this job to someone else and they didn't get it right, they're actually representing me. So other people are going to think things about me. If it's not good enough, they're going to blame me. If it's not good enough, they're going to look at that as more evidence that I can't rather than I can. And all these things mean that we have a mindset that holds us back from logically doing what would help us and help everyone. And that is to trust others to do what they can to bring some progress to the to-do list that we're all working on together. So the first thing that you need to do, if you're someone who is finding it difficult to get things done, is to look at, am I distributing the load out to other people? And if I'm not, why? I've taught you before, I use this filter in everything that I do, and it starts with, for what purpose am I doing this, or would I do this? And then at what cost? So for what purpose would you hold on to things that others could be doing? And if that purpose is, as I said, that you don't trust them to represent you well, and therefore you're in that approval addiction, that performance trap, where you're worried that other people are going to judge you on that, then you need to look at what's the cost. Well, the cost is exhaustion, burnout. The cost is feeling overwhelmed all the time. And the other cost is that you're going to need to continue to do those things forever and a day. Because the biggest cost with a lack of delegation and trust in giving other people things to do that you used to do is nobody develops those skills. So it's just you become a bottleneck. And that is not good for you, it's not good for them, and it's certainly not good for the organization. So the first thing to do is have a shift in mindset and look at the fact that A, it's not about getting it perfect, it's about getting it done. B, that it's actually not better for you to just do it yourself. You know, those times when you reconcile holding things in by going, look, it'd take me longer to teach someone else how to do it. No, that's not the real reason you're doing it. So the first thing you've got to do is call those thoughts out for what they are. They are negative beliefs that are holding you back, and they're creating a roadblock for you to be able to be who it is that you need to be. It's also a roadblock for others to become who they need to be. And what happens is we don't get enough done. The other challenge is that when you're not delegating to others, they also, because they have their own identity challenges, can make that mean something about them and about your relationship. They don't know the reason why you're doing it, so they make it up for themselves. And what it normally is they don't trust me. They don't think I'm good enough to do it. Why is it that they keep all this stuff to themselves instead of giving me an opportunity to learn that skill as well? And they make it about themselves. And that, like we talked about last week, is one of the challenges that leads people to go and find another leader to work under. They leave the organization, and we've got that talent turnstile going on. So being able to shift your mindset from I do what I need to do to get results to I need to continue to do what I need to do and also give others an opportunity as well. You see, what people think sometimes is if I give that away to someone else, I'm losing something. And when we have an identity that's based around what we do, that will be a problem. But realizing that what you're doing is empowering others, you are creating a culture of trust and collaboration, you're sharing the load, that is going to mean that you're a leader that inspires others to follow you. People don't just come to work to get paid. That's a misconception. It's certainly something that they require, and we're not going to just stop paying people. But it's not always the motivating factor. People come to work for relationships. They come to work for growth so that they can contribute, so they can feel good about what it is that they're putting in. And by being a leader that doesn't delegate, you're stifling that. So what is it that you believe about yourself? What is it that you believe about trusting others to do what it is that they could do to share the load? Once you've worked on that, you can then look at how do I actually delegate? So remove that roadblock out of the way, and then it's a simple process of you training and developing others to do what it is that you do as well. And you can do that by firstly showing them, teaching them how to do it. Then the next time they do it, you can do it with them doing it and you being there to support. And then the third time, you can just give it to them. And then using feedback, you can help them and encourage them to do it differently if required moving forward. A leader who shifts from do to through has enough energy to be who they need to be in every area of their life. If this is a skill that you're yet to develop, I want to encourage you to start with that shift in your mindset. Well, that's it from me for another week. Join me again next week as we continue this conversation around people leadership by helping you to develop new leaders. I'll see you then.